Right, hi guys, welcome to another review preview show. I am Mr. Fox, as you all know. I'm with Rob. Hiya, Rob.
Yeah, Foxy.
I am absolutely spot on, only mainly because Borough don't concede goals anymore. Do you know that, sports fans? Borough don't concede and they score. So we are in another fantastic setting. Rob's created this set. This has been made out of Rob's old jacuzzi, and we've managed to construct quite a, I would say today, we haven't had sticky back plastic either. I would say today that all he did was leave the tap on. This is him leaving the tap on. This is Rob's back garden. Welcome to Rob's back garden, everybody. So, moving on, because we're not here for that, we're here for football. There's no comedy on this show. I want to point that right out now. We don't do comedy, okay? So, let's talk about the game. So, what have we got? We've got Birmingham that we've just played, debacle, and obviously we've got Notts County, the mighty Notts County, coming up tomorrow or today, whenever you guys watch this. I don't know your timetable. So, Birmingham. Wasn't what we expected, that really. I actually thought Monk might come and put a bit of fight up, Rob, didn't you?
No.
He didn't. Well, I did, because, I mean, with our predictions, I think I said it to be a 1-0. I think I got that one right for once. Not very good with the predictions. Know me stuff. Not very good with... Rob's trying to tell me I never said 1-0, but we're going to stick with that. Unless anyone wants to prove me wrong, which is dead easily done. Just go and look at my last video. So, what do we think?
Do that now.
No, we'll ignore that. What do we think of the game, guys? Please get involved. Comments as usual. It's all about you guys. I know it was kind of yesterday, but on Saturday, but we still want to know what your thoughts are. So let's have a quick brief recap. So we could have had 5 or 6 really. We were dominant both halves for me. I thought they had the odd chance. Really odd chance here and there. I don't really remember Randolph making any real great saves or having much to do. They had a couple of shots on target, but the positives for me in that game were Wing again, Braithwaite again. Sombalonga with his little link-up play was really good for me with with Braithwaite, Britt and Braithwaite. They formed a bit of a partnership there. We've mentioned this in previous shows. We don't want him to go, either of them really, because that looks like that's the way forward, especially with the fact that we're quite threadbare with players, as we all know. So, 1-0, as we say. Sombalonga at the post. He seems to do the hard stuff easy and the easy stuff hard. He should really be on a lot more by now. This time last season he should have been on a lot more. But we're hopeful this year he's going to buck his ideas up and be a bit more clinical. He looks like he is already. He's not a 1 in 5 man anymore. But positives to take out of that game was the support, the link up, the relationships. It was an exciting game. It was an interesting game. What I sort of picked up from that mainly was what the back four are doing. Guesty mentioned it earlier in the preview show, the Monday night show, about how when one goes forward full back, the other 3 shuffle across and we play with a 3 as if we've got, and that's obviously the benefit we're playing with 4 centre-backs, is that when one makes a run, full back wise, we have 3 centre-backs and can play 3-5-2 then, or a 3-4-2, however, 3-4-3, however you want to look at that. But other things that impressed me, Howson again, he loves going forward, he looks good in that position, he's been crying out to play there for a long time. Bit of a quarterback role. I'm not going to get carried away here, but he's kind of playing that quarterback role, and he's not in Perlow's pocket. I won't ever suggest he is, but that kind of ball into feet and being able to spray balls and move forward. Clayton's another one. He's always picking his head up and looking forward now, which is all good, all positive. We're not looking to use the keeper, albeit again it was Birmingham, which I did say was going to be kind of either a really tight game or we'd absolutely muller them. Scoreline suggests it was tight. We all know that it was a mullering, really. But we're kind of building relationships now and people are kind of in sync with each other. And the other kind of thing that I want to touch on is we haven't missed Traore as much as we thought we would. People are starting to play with each other more because they know they haven't got an outlet there to rely on, which was kind of shown up again on Saturday. That, as I said, with Britain and Braithwaite and obviously Lewis Wing had another positive game. Stewie Downing had a good game, which I know my friend AJT will be happy about because this is one of these players that he bangs on about. For me personally, he's always a squad player. He's not a starter for me. He's been... maybe there's a bit more to come out of him this season. You know, I'm not here to be negative about him, but I think a few of us would admit he probably needs somebody else there to either push him or start in front of him. I've got my own views on that, but right now he's doing a job. So, like I say, get in touch. Tell me what you think, guys. Was it as good a performance as I think? It was a complete performance out of the 3 that we've had this season. Sheffield United at home was all about the first 30 minutes. Then they kind of bombarded us. Millwall away was about the last 10 minutes, whereas this game for me was a sprinkling across the whole 90 minutes. We sat back a little bit of game management. So that kind of takes me onto the preview of the Notts County game, which we've got coming up today or tomorrow, like I say, as when you're watching it. So, Notts County, what can we say about them? Kevin Nolan team. Anyone who's watched football in the last 10 years knows all about Kevin Nolan. Aggressive, fiery character, passionate, which is what his teams do. They missed out on a promotion bid last year, just in the playoffs. Just fell short slightly. Oldest football club in the world, which is an exciting but boring stat. Couple of decent players in that team. Obviously, they've got John Stead that still plays for them, ever present, been around for a while, scores goals in that league. John Stead, obviously, though, I think his shining day was Bradford City against Chelsea back in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. Now we all remember that game. But they've got a couple of players up front, Abiri and Easy, I think he's called, the guy. Two talented strikers. I personally don't think they're going to come with anything flash. I think they're going to put a weaker team out. 4-4-2 is how they're normally set up. They got beat at the weekend against Cambridge 3-2, I believe it was. So they haven't had the best start in the league campaign either. I think they haven't. I think they've picked up a point so far out of the 2 league games. Like I say, nothing flash. So they're 18th in League 2 at the moment. And I kind of think that Borough are in a similar sort of position in regards to squads and how they're going to play tomorrow. I think Borough are going to set up with maybe a lot of youngsters in there, I'd like to think. Everyone keeps saying kids, youngsters, youth. First team players on the fringe of the first team, which is dead easy to do at the moment because we've pretty much only got 11 and a half players. So I think he's going to set up, we haven't got a very big squad, guys. I think he's going to set up probably, we're both players are going to come and have reserve teams, I would have thought. I don't think Kevin Nolan wants to risk getting injuries, especially with the league campaign, the way it started. I think if they'd have won 2 out of 2, or they hadn't been beaten, they won 1, drew 1 maybe, they'd probably put up a stronger team, maybe look at having a cup run for confidence, as we all know how that works. But do we want a cup run, guys? Get in touch. Is that something that we need right now? As I just said, we haven't got the biggest of squads. The last thing we need right now is a Braithwaite injury or an Assombalonga injury or even a Lewis Wing who's starting to become an ever-present player in that team. Maybe we could afford a centre-back injury because we're blessed with them right now. But in all seriousness, the Caribou Cup, we had a bit of a run last year, didn't we? And it didn't really benefit us, I don't think. We still were short when it came to it. When we came to play Villa, we still didn't have enough of what we needed. So, like I say, is it something that we need right now? If we had a bigger squad and we got half these players in that we've been linked with, then yeah, it'd be the perfect sort of occasion. Like I say, if Hugo had kind of been fit, it would be the perfect occasion to shot him in. But that isn't the case. We don't know when that guy's going to be fit. Let's hope it's sooner rather than later. We don't need another Jack Harrison from last season where we spend all year getting him fit for him to go somewhere else. So scoreline for me. Wow, these games are so hard to predict. I never put them on me bet ever. I'm going to start with Rob because he's been wrong a lot this year, but he's also nailed a lot last year. So
5-0, mate.
5-0 to Notts County.
No, we'll go for Borough.
5-0 Borough. So that could happen easily. I honestly think it'll be a cagey game. These often are. I'm going to say 2-1 Borough. I can see them scoring, even though we've been tight in the last 2 games after the debacle against Millwall. Although we got what we needed there. After the debacle against Millwall, we have been tight, but he's going to change it around a bit, isn't he? So I'm going 2-1 Borough. But as I say, this has only been a quick sort of show. We're going to have another show coming up later on in the week to preview the Bristol City away game and obviously have a little chat about what happened with Borough, Notts County. So please, guys, get in touch. This show's nothing without you lot. It's all about you lot. Whatever your comments are, whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't have to be topical about what we're talking about now. It can be anything to do with transfers, whatever's sort of got your goat this season, or anything that you're looking forward to, or anything that you expect or don't want to happen, whether it's Tony Pulis, whether it's things going on behind the club, behind the scenes with the club, let us know. So, as ever, I'm Foxy, that's Rob, this is a review preview. It's always a pleasure, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out wherever you are, sports fans. It's in the blood.